Welcome back, everybody. Today I want to look at colour and why it's so important for your brand. I want to look at what your brand colours mean, how many brand colours you should choose, the emotions evoked behind the colours that you choose, and also which colour sells the most. So let's look first at why your brand colour is so important. Your brand identity is what customers are going to recognise you by. So whatever colours you choose, it needs to be replicated across your logo, your website, your brand materials, your publications. If you think about red with Coca-Cola or black with Chanel, you want that colouring to be consistent. Like these big corporations always use the same colourings or variations of their colours across their whole materials. Colour can really evoke an emotional connection with people. If you go into a shop where there's a sale on, generally they'll use red. It's really urgent, it creates excitement, and it's used in most sales. If you're an environmental or organic company, you may use green, the purity of green. Also, colour can make you stand out. You want to differentiate yourselves in a crowded marketplace. So colour can really set you apart from anybody else. While you want to think about the colours that are within your sector, you can really have some variation on that colour and set yourself apart. Our communication and messaging. So if you're a luxury brand, then you may want to think about a single colour like black or gold. Chanel does black and white, Armani do black and white, and they do this very well. Generally, you would have a mixed colour palette, but those companies do very well, especially in fashion, with just one or two colours. The other thing to think about is accessibility and usability. So we want to think about those that have visual impairments or colour blindness. In those cases, you want your text to really stand out from your colour black background so that there's enough contrast between the two, and you're inclusive and distinguishable. So what does colour say about your brand? Consider how you can stand out in your marketplace. If you choose a unique or unexpected colour, that can really help. When I do a brand photo shoot, I will always use accessories in the colours that you have in your brand. So we'll use may use your uniform at work with clothing, makeup, accessories, and your colour will always filter through all of your images. So when you look at your online presence, your social media, your website, your publications, that theme will always run through within my photo shoot for your brand. They say that the colour that attracts the human eye the most is yellow. If you think about a field of sunflowers, it can really, it's really awe-inspiring. But I guess if you've got a nursery, you may not want to do bright yellow across the whole nursery because it's quite an active colour, and it doesn't probably bode well for a restful night's sleep. So you have to think how you're going to use colour. Companies like Yellow Pages and Nikon, UPS have done very well with the colour yellow. So it just all depends what sector you're in. How many brand colours should you have? So I've touched on the point there that a lot of fashion and a lot of fashion houses will use just one or two colours, but it's good to have that one primary colour, which is either red, blue or green, and then you want something like a secondary colour or a hue of that in your colour palette as well, so you can use it to complement your primary colour. And how many brand colours you have is really up to you, but I think you could keep it simple. You may want one of the cool colours like green, blue, but a warmer colour like red or pink, just to keep things in. If you have it too cool, it can come across as quite cold, so it's good to mix from the cool and the warm colour palettes. But again, it's about knowing your target audience, and I've done a video on your ideal client, so I'll put that link in the comments. But once you know your target audience and what your product really stands for, then you can think about the branding and the colouring that you want to use. It's good to have the colour variation, of course, and whatever you choose, the consistency and cohesion across everything is really key. If you're looking at a social media grid, you want to see that brand consistency. Simplicity is often key. So, which colour sells the most? I don't think it's any coincidence that companies like Twitter, or used to be Twitter, Facebook, they all use the blue, and blue is the colour that sells the most. Blues, greens, red is known for sales, green, as I mentioned before, about the environmental and organic companies. Pink's often associated with romance, Victoria's Secrets. So think about your brand's personality and your ideal client, and then perhaps consult a colour specialist or have a brand photo shoot where you're going to use your colours across everything. I've gone for blue, green and yellow, as you can see here. I love the sea and the beach, and they're all the colours of the beach really that I've chosen. They're very coastal. So if you would like to discuss a brand photo session with me, then I'll put my link in the comments as well so that we can talk about your brand photo session. But today's really been about getting you to think about your brand, why it's important, why your colours are important, what they mean, how many you should use, and what basically the which colour sells the most. So if you want to let me know what colours you've gone for, or send me over your logo, I'd love to take a look. And if there's any other videos you'd like me to do around brand for your business, then let me know. Okay, thank you. Bye.